You could barely read or write, yet somehow managed to coast along at a Fortune 500 company. Your boss worked late and you left early, your CEO held meetings and you just skipped them. And yet no matter how badly you slacked off, the company never dared let you go. They bent over backwards, giving you promotions and raises just to keep you around. But today someone new walked in and without a second thought decided to fire you on the spot. You were caught off guard for just a moment, but then you broke into the biggest grin. You had been wanting to go out on your own for ages, but management kept dragging their feet and holding you back. And now out of nowhere this woman just handed you your ticket out. Natalie took one look at you and her eyes filled with disgust. Falling asleep at your desk during work hours, she was the chairman's daughter. Just back from studying abroad and ready to take over the company, she needed to make a statement. So she brought an entourage to do a company walkthrough and invited a production crew to document it all. For a live stream called Rise of the Boss Lady, the comments in the live stream were going wild. Firing someone the second she walks in, that is serious boss energy right there. New girl just dropped in and hasn't even established herself yet. Watch out whoever crosses her path. Ha ha ha, meanwhile you were still sitting at your desk. You were about to open your mouth and explain yourself, but Natalie waved her hand and said coolly, "Save it. I don't want to hear it. Pack your things and get out." Did you think just anyone could walk into DK Group hearing that? You didn't even bother arguing, you grabbed your stuff and walked out. The co-workers around you watched you leave and opened their mouths like they wanted to say something. But one look at Natalie's ice-cold stare, and they all dropped their heads and stayed quiet. Just then, the general manager came walking in through the door. "Ms. Shen, please hear me out. He had come to put in a word on your behalf." But with the cameras rolling, Natalie wasn't about to let anyone see her playing favorites. "I'll be very clear. Today is my first day in this role. This is not up for discussion. No, no, no." The general manager shook his head frantically. "Ms. Shen, you cannot fire this person. He was personally brought in by the chairman." The general manager couldn't even finish his sentence before she cut him off. Natalie put both hands on her hips and said with total authority, "Was I not clear enough?" The sheer force of her tone left everyone in the room frozen, including the general manager and the entire R&D team standing nearby. Wow, new CEO does not mess around, cuts people without even blinking. Do you even know who you just fired? Even the production crew was rattled by this. The cameraman held up his camera and carefully kept filming everything unfolding in front of him. Natalie was still fuming over what just happened and had no idea what the comments were saying. "Ms. Shen, I understand you're upset right now," the general manager said carefully. "But I really do need to bring something to your attention. This particular person cannot be fired." "And why is that?" Natalie shot back with zero intention of backing down. "He's supposed to be a professional and he's passed out at his desk before the day even starts. Is that fair to everyone else here? He's dragging down the entire culture of this company. And especially right now while we're being filmed live for the whole country to see. How could she possibly let something like this slide, all right? This conversation is over." Natalie gave the general manager a dismissive wave and turned to lead the crew toward the research center. "Sorry about that. That was just a minor bump in the road. Now let me take everyone on a tour of our R&D center." Natalie tucked away the sharp edge she had just shown and flashed a dazzling smile. Leading the crew forward, the general manager watched them walk away and let out a long, heavy sigh. "I'm the general manager of this entire company, and she didn't even let me get a word in. Good luck trying to win back the person you just fired." So Director Zhang actually got fired. One of the R&D staff turned to the general manager with a stunned expression. "What do you think?" The general manager replied with a tired wave of his hand. "Then what are we supposed to do about today's project?" the team asked, looking completely lost. Director Zhang had been leading the entire R&D team through days of non-stop work to crack this thing. "Don't ask me because I don't know either," the general manager sighed. "Go talk to the new CEO, leave me out of it." And with that, he pulled out his phone and walked briskly out the door. This is DK New Energy's R&D center. Natalie walked the crew through the workshop showcasing the massive integrated die casting machine and walked them through the details.